What's up, y'all? This is Kymmy Cocoa.
It's your boy Caleb Smith.
And we are your hosts of Innovative Black Stations, Connecting the Dots, where we educate, inform, and provide exposure.
Yes.
And today we're going to get into a couple of things. We're going to talk about the farmer situation in South Africa. We're going to talk about Betsy DeVos trying to put guns in schools.
It's terrible.
And we're also going to talk about a couple of things that went on in media and in celebrity lifestyle this week. And then we're going to hip you to some people we think deserve honorable mention.
Yep.
So, how was your week, Caleb?
It was amazing. It's always good seeing you guys as well. Since I didn't see you guys last week, so
last week we weren't here.
Yep.
And Caleb started school.
I did.
Everybody wish Caleb a good work year in school.
Last first day of school. So senior year. So it's the last ride. Thank God. We almost out of here. So
Okay. And Jay Black was out of town. That's why we weren't here last week.
Yeah, my boy was living his best life.
That way we was out in LA being a beach bum.
I know we was working too.
Oh yeah.
We got some things in the work.
Work and play. Yes, sir. Most definitely.
He was out on the West Coast. So now he's back. I didn't really do much except work. I have a very boring life. And
you just on your grind. That's all.
I'm just on my grind.
That's it.
You be everywhere. You work.
No, I really don't.
Throughout the week,
I be at work.
Okay,
what?
So that was 2 weeks ago.
She take trips every 2 months.
She trying to be humble. I don't do anything.
I
really
didn't. I went to A3C had an event.
Okay, that's dope.
For the A3C festival will be here in October, guys. So
looking forward to that.
The best hip hop group of all time will be here in Atlanta, Wu-Tang Clan. And we are going to tear up the place.
Yes, ma'am.
There's also having a Dipset reunion. Lil Wayne's gonna be here. Trina.
That's dope.
So there's a couple of music festivals. Atlanta is popping.
It really is.
When it comes to music and culture, this is really the place to be.
Yep.
And if you haven't been, you need to come and you need to check out some of these festivals that go on. But yeah, that's it. Really, it's been getting cooler, so it's about to be fall.
Thank God.
Everybody get your sweater box out.
Thank God.
Put your summer clothes up.
Finally, just put on some clothes now.
Yes. Jay-Z and Beyonce are in town.
They shut it down.
I didn't see any footage from that yet, but Jay-Z and Beyonce are here. They're over across the way here.
I don't think I've seen much footage at all.
I was gonna say the same thing.
You know you have, but you don't know the difference because they all look the same. Because I think from state to state they kind of do the same thing.
Routine.
The same songs, the same kind of.
Queen B though, she almost slipped. You saw that?
Yeah.
When she was going down the steps and she caught it.
Almost Beyonce because the way she handled that.
When she did the little, she came back. I liked it.
She
it was classy.
Defied gravity on that drop. I'm Queen B, baby.
Breaking
barriers. Not gonna fall.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
I'm not a really beehive, but I'm a big. I think she's great.
I feel you.
She almost brought Jill Scott to tears. She made a video.
Are you serious?
On Twitter, she was like, "Yo, that was like one of the best shows I've ever been to in my life."
I swear.
And I was like, "Wow."
That's big ups.
Well, they're just natural born entertainers. So everybody that's going to this show, have fun, be careful, don't be out here wilding.
Yeah.
All right. So
have fun.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. I'm excited.
So this week, there's something really, really big happened in D.C. Your president, that
45.
His lawyer Cohen was indicted. He was on 8 felony charges.
8. And
I think there were 18, but they only got him on 8. And then his Mueller, which was his campaign manager, he also got indicted on some felony charges, and instead of dealing with that or commenting on that, he did say a couple of things about that, but the thing that really got everybody's attention this week
what you gonna say.
was his tweet about South Africa. So if you don't know what's going on in South Africa has some farmland that they are supposed to be giving to the black Africans.
And that's just crazy that we have to say black Africans.
Yeah, because
you feel me?
Yeah,
like,
right. Because Africa was colonized. We have to really go back to the beginning to kind of bring you up to speed as to what was going on. Yeah. So, right now, the white population of South Africa, which is a country in Africa, is 8%. But 8% of those white people that are only 8% of the total population, they own 72% of the farmland.
Yep, that's crazy.
So that's crazy. The apartheid, which went on from the 40s to like the 90s, is basically what we would call segregation. And it was a lot like the segregation that we had here. The laws catered towards the white South Africans, and it disenfranchise the black South Africans, and we could relate to that, right?
Yeah.
So in 1948, the Nationalist Party legalized racism and segregation. So basically, what we would call the Jim Crow laws is what they had in South Africa.
Yeah.
Okay. So back then, Harry Truman was the president here. He wanted to limit Soviet expansion, which would be Russia. The Soviet Union back then was Russia.
Communism and things like that.
Right. So he, even though he kind of like wanted it to stop here, he didn't side with them because he wanted to keep the peace because he needed a partner in the Soviet Union, stopping them from getting bigger than they already were. Right. So Nelson Mandela was released from prison after 27 years in 1994. He was elected the first black president of South Africa. And of course, he wanted the black people to be free and have their reparations. So at that time, they started this bill that said, gradually, we're going to start shifting the wealth to the black Africans from the white Africans so that they can make their money too, since we're getting rid of the apartheid, right? But it's 2018 now, and only about 8% of the farmland has been given back. So people are getting mad. Allegedly, and this is what Donald Trump chimed in on. Let me find his tweet. Allegedly,
what my boy Trump had to say.
Yeah, what did Trump say? He tweeted this. Now, mind you, like I said, this is what went on last week. Now, his campaign manager and his lawyer are in trouble. So that was all over the news, but he wasn't talking about that. He was talking about something that was going on here in South Africa, which has nothing to do.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, what is the logic behind that?
Well, I think he was just trying to throw people off.
Which is what he always does.
And
as you see, it worked.
Yeah, because everybody started talking about it. I don't even know what to say about him. I mean,
he leaves you speechless.
He leaves you speechless, but the whole thing is that he does this on Fox News, and Fox News starts spreading it, and then you start getting all this crap that goes on, okay?
Yeah.
So, Secretary Pompeo, that's who he is sending, the Secretary of State Pompeo, he's having him look into what's going on in South Africa. South African farmers are being murdered, whatever. That's not true. They said that actually the murders of South African white farmers has gone down over the years. Now, like I said, this has been going on since the 90s, right? So back then, they were wilding, okay? But now it's like gone down.
They're starting to chill.
They're starting to chill. But according to him, it's so bad that he has to have his Secretary of State go look into what's going on. Look at how many tweets this guy tweeted. I can't even find that tweet anymore. But, yeah. I have asked Secretary of State to closely study the South African land and farm seizures and the large-scale killings of farmers. South African government is now seizing land from white farmers, which isn't true. I mean, right now, what the government in South Africa is saying that they're doing is they're giving the land that the state owns to the black farmers, just so they can make it even, because now they have black leadership. Yeah. Which they should, because blacks are the majority.
And when they had white leadership, white people were getting the land.
So what he does is he just riles up his support group and his base and makes them think that all this horrible stuff is going on. Julius Malema, he is the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, and he's a member of the South African Parliament. He's also a part of the African National Congress, which is the majority over there. So you would think like Republicans, Democrats over here, they have the African National Congress over there. And he went out and he had something to say to Donald Trump. And we're going to show you this clip of what he had to say. And he ain't never scared, basically.
You're not Nelson Mandela.
He is not trying to make it the peaceful way. And he was like, Trump, he said, it's rubbish. Which I would assume in South African that's bullshit, because that's what we say about Trump all the time.
That's fact.
So we get it. Yeah. So this is what he had to say.
It's a war. We must be prepared for Donald Trump and all of them. We're not scared of them. We remain unshaken. Actually, we are more determined after the Donald Trump tweet to expropriate our land without compensation. There is no white genocide here. It's an absolute rubbish to say there is white genocide. There is black genocide in the USA. They are killing black people in the USA. There is black genocide here In South Africa, black people are being killed all the time. A farmer has been sentenced to life now recently for having killed a farm worker. Imagine if it was a black person sent live for having killed a white person. It will be news all over. But this black person was killed and a white farmer sent to prison for long time in jail.
He's not playing with Donald Trump.
Nah.
I mean, a lot of the people, they get scared because he says this stuff and everybody just runs with it and believes it. But no, he's not having it. So he needs to mind his business, because just like Malima said, people in America, black people in America get shot down every day. And he doesn't say anything. As a matter of fact, one news source said that this is the first time he's even uttered the word Africa the whole time he's been president.
It's definitely something else behind the scenes that's going on for him to actually care. Trump must be trying to work a deal or something.
Take some land over there.
Yeah, I mean, land is one of the most valuable resources.
Especially in Africa. Because I think most people, they're like unaware that the Chinese, they have a very heavy presence in Africa too. And with China, America, with trade. But Kim, you hit something like right on the head as well. I think it's sad that us as Americans sometimes, and even like white Americans too, when it comes to us talking about other countries, but it's like if you just reflect on America when it comes to police brutality, us having deaths, poverty, all that stuff. So we have the same issues just like anybody else.
Right.
So that's crazy.
And what he needs to do is mind his business and just focus on what's going on over here for a minute. But it doesn't matter because he doesn't care. And all this black white stuff is right up his alley.
Yeah, that's really weird.
I mean,
That's
it's just that it's like, there's a place where white people are a minority, and he's just offering his white support.
Honestly, they're the minority throughout the whole entire world, if you just want to be real.
Yeah, but I mean,
as far as world population, I think in America they might be
a majority.
I mean, it's getting close though.
Yeah, exactly.
But
well, that's what the whole scary thing is, and that's what the whole thing
it's
that's
genetics,
that's
man.
losing power.
Yeah, that's what's making them do weird, crazy stuff and make all these And one thing that happened in that book that Omarosa wrote is she said that she thinks he's trying to start a race war.
I mean, it's apparent.
You think so?
Think about his following. Like, we're talking about neo-Nazis. Like, these people ride for him hard.
That true. And I mean, just think about everything that he's doing. Like, he's jumping in. Like the NFL, he jumped in.
Right,
that's a black and
right.
white thing. This African farmer thing, that's a black and white thing. Like,
any chance
again,
he
his
gets.
followers, even though he came out and really admitted it, but we know who his followers are, and he's just playing into what they want.
Yeah.
Now, all the shit he talks about there being fake news, here he goes with the fake news and the propaganda. Because if you look at the stats, the South African farmers that are white that have been killed are actually going down. I saw some stats on that, and we'll get those and we'll put those on the website. But I'll tell you, like, just the way that this whole situation just riles up his supporters.
Oh, easily.
And it's just going to distract us from the fact that his people are going to jail, and he's going to be next. Like, the things that he's saying on Twitter are very scary.
Yeah.
And it's just because he's panicking now.
But somebody brought up a very interesting point. What if Trump isn't even tweeting this? What if he has somebody in his cabinet or like an intern?
I think it is. I think because most people at that level, they got people tweeting for him, especially as a president.
And then frequently too.
Yeah.
Like all the time.
It's probably definitely a younger person.
I was thinking about that too, because I'm just like, how does he find the time to always do that?
Because he doesn't work but 4 days a week. You didn't see his calendar that came out?
I feel it. But Kim,
and
like,
he works from like 11 o'clock to 4. And then he takes off on Friday.
My boy taking regular shifts. That's crazy as president, bro.
Yeah.
I'm up at 4.
And he be tweeting like 2-3 o'clock in the morning if you look at what time it is.
But Kim, I think it's just a high possibility that somebody in his cabinet, his camp, is tweeting this stuff.
That's his ass. That is his
because
ass.
I just don't find how somebody can find the time to constantly tweet like that. But hey, like you said,
what does he
45. What does he do? You're right. So he could be tweeting.
People only voted for him because he had money. And at the end of the day, whenever you see them debate any fucked up thing that's going on in this administration, at the end of it, they always say, but the economy, but the jobs.
It's all about money. It's a business. It's all about the money.
America is all about money and capitalism. So that's what's going on. Just keep your eye out, because Malima actually said this is war, as you see in the clip that we just played. He said this is war. We are not playing, and mind your business, basically. And that's what he really needs to do, because if the South Africans it's not like they just don't own land. It's like they live in the slums. The majority of the people live in slums.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you have nothing to lose, what else are they going to do? Wild out and try to get their land back that they so deserve according to their constitution.